Unfortunately, I don't have a barbell with me, but I can show you roughly how to do a deadlift using my trusty dowel. So, to perform a traditional deadlift, you set up very similar as you would with a squat. You're going to have your toes facing straight forward, feet about shoulder width apart, and you want your hands wide enough that when you drop down into the deadlift, that your hands and arms don't push in on your knees. Quite often I see people set up a little too narrow in a traditional deadlift, and as you go down, you're going to push your knees in towards the middle. So make sure you set up wide enough that that doesn't happen. And there's a very intuitive movement pattern. It's the same movement that you use if you were just going to pick something up off the floor. As you can see, similar to a squat, you just drop down your hips and knees and rise back all the way up to standing. The difference here is that the weight is in front of you instead of behind you. A couple of things you want to make sure you're doing is keeping the dowel or the barbell or whatever it is that you're lifting very close to your body. So I'll turn sideways so you can see from this direction. You see I hinge with my hips, then I drop down using my knees, back is nice and straight, and back up. And just like I said in the squat video, you also want to make sure that your cervical spine is staying in a neutral alignment. Something else I often see is people deadlifting and really hyperextending through their cervical spine to make sure that they look on the horizon. It's not such a good idea, especially as you start to add resistance to this exercise. You just want to make sure that you stay nice and neutral through your neck, back stays nice and straight, and back up. Now usually if you're using a barbell, you have weights on the ends and they'll help manage your depth. I always like to tell people that you don't want to go any deeper than about mid-shin with whatever it is that you're lifting. Any deeper and you'll start seeing some funky things happen with your spine.